Vola Anguela o veteranu, ako itabua. Ako do talitain na barong na Bula FM, nambanduan na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambanduan na sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanregen go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambanduan na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barong na Bula FM, nambanduan.
Bula FM, nambanduan na sir.
In the news tonight, Fijian soldiers safe in Iraq. Farmers want to abide to chemical ban. And UN survey to ascertain Fiji's NCD status.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
Leading the bulletin, though, in what is believed to be one of the biggest alleged sexual assault cases in recent times, a 45-year-old man has been charged. He is facing 25 counts of alleged sexual assault-related charges and will appear in the Nandi Magistrates Court tomorrow. The accused is alleged to have committed the offence between April and December last year. It is alleged he sexually assaulted a 16-year-old boy in Vutwalevu in Nandi. The matter was reported to the police last month and he was charged following the investigation. Our troops in Iraq are safe and well. This was confirmed by the Republic of the Fiji Military Forces Commander, Rear Admiral Viliame Naupoto, following the missile attack by the Iranians on 2 Iraqi military bases, an Al-Assad base in Anbar province and a base in Erbil hosting U.S. troops. Commander Naupoto says according to the RFMF commanding officer in Iraq, all personnel currently on peacekeeping duties under the United Nations Assistance Mission there are continuing their daily operations. The RFMF currently has 168 personnel serving in Iraq.
The time that it was heightened, they had a heightened security alert in their area of operation was when the protests were being held in front of the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. But now that it is over, they are now operating according to their normal daily operations, and they are all well and safe.
U.S. President Donald Trump says they will immediately impose new sanctions on Iran in response to its missile attacks on military bases in Iraq. In an address to the nation, Trump said the new powerful sanctions will remain until Iran abandons its nuclear ambitions and ends its support of terrorism. Trump also said he would ask NATO to become more involved in the Middle East.
Iran must abandon its nuclear ambitions and end its support for terrorism. The time has come for the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Russia, and China to recognize this reality. They must now break away from the remnants of the Iran deal, or JCPOA. And we must all work together toward making a deal with Iran that makes the world a safer and more peaceful place.
Trump indicated he would not respond with military action after no one was harmed in Iran's missile strike on 2 Iraqi bases housing U.S. troops. He seems intent, though, on de-escalating the crisis, which reached a new height after the killing of General Qasem Soleimani, the head of Iran's elite Quds force.
Finally, to the people and leaders of Iran, we want you to have a future, and a great future, one that you deserve. One of prosperity at home and harmony with the nations of the world. The United States is ready to embrace peace with all who seek it.
The Agriculture Minister has warned that the government will confiscate produce from farmers who don't abide by the ban on paraquat and insecticide, imidacloprid. The ban on import, sale and use of these 2 toxic pesticides, which came into effect this month, was imperative due to a number of factors. Koray Tandulala reports.
These 2 chemicals were widely used by farmers to kill weeds and insects on their crops, but anyone caught using after January 1st will now be penalized.
Very soon we'll come to the market, vegetable store, we'll get a gadget and immediately measure the level of chemical there, and we'll confiscate all of them and go on. So don't tell us that day, Minister, I've lost all my revenue. Minister, that was my entire 6 months of work.
Farmers are responding positively to the insecticide ban since ministry has been carrying out relevant workshops.
We thank the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration of working with us.
We are so accustomed to using paraquat and insecticides such as imidacloprid, and I think it's time now that we have to look for more viable options.
Exposure to paraquat causes short-term health effects such as injury to the eyes, nosebleeds, irritation and burns to the skin and other parts of the body. It is also toxic to plants, animals and aquatic environments.
The amount of damage done to our environment from using of chemical is unbelievable. The number of lives lost, parents losing their children, children losing their parents, people losing their loved ones through those who have committed suicide by consuming paraquat is just unacceptable.
The minister also highlighted that the reason for the prohibition of insecticide imidacloprid is because of its harmful effect on apiculture. They are harmful to bees as they are systematic chemicals that are absorbed into the plant system. Koritandulala, FBC News.
The health minister is concerned after hearing of misinformation about Fiji's non-communicable disease statistics. Dr. Ephraimi Wangainambete says the last NCD survey was 10 years ago and there is no evidence to suggest that there has been an increase. Jose Nanunga with the details.
The people are being urged to stop using unverified figures on the current status of non-communicable diseases.
There have been some figures quoted saying 30%, and I want to say it here on camera that I don't believe those figures, because we've yet to do that step survey. And also there was a 1.5% rise within 10 years from 2002 to 2011, and I would find it very interesting if we rose from 17% all the way to 30% within 10 years. I think they would, if there's any rise, it would be about the same, 1.5 or so percent.
Important thing to remember is that when you go out and you do a community screening, or you look at even the clinic statistics, those are not really a true representation of the current status in the country.
The Health Ministry is working closely with the World Health Organization to educate the people on the risks of contracting NCDs.
We have what is called the World Health Organization PEN model, which we're reaching out in all the communities using that PEN model. We've got some very good results coming out of that.
A number of initiatives have been rolled out by the government in the fight against non-communicable diseases. Jose Nanunga, FBC News.
Up ahead, state of disaster extended in Victoria State. And taxi owners urged to be vigilant. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM.
Residents in the path of wildfires raging southeast Australia have been urged to evacuate. That is, if they don't intend to defend their homes. This is hot and windy conditions are forecast to escalate the danger over the next 2 days. In the Victoria State, fire-threatened populations were urged to act quickly on the evacuation warnings. The Premier of Victoria, Daniel Andrews, says the state of disaster declared in parts of Victoria has been extended now as fire conditions are forecast to worsen in the coming days. Andrews says the declaration will increase government and agency powers to move people out of the affected regions.
We can't guarantee your safety, and we don't want to be putting emergency services, whether it be volunteers or paid staff, we do not want to be putting them in harm's way because people didn't follow the advice that was given. It is really important that no one be complacent. We've had a few more moderate days, but we are in for some very, very challenging high fire danger weather.
The unprecedented fire crisis in southeast Australia has so far claimed at least 26 lives. That's from September, destroyed more than 2,000 homes and shrouded major cities in smoke. With the ban on plastic bags in place, the Consumer Council is urging Fijians to consider other environmentally friendly items whenever they go shopping. The Council says it's important to include consumers in all issues of sustainability in order to change behaviour. Kritika Kumar reports.
The Council says shoppers need to understand that their consumption habits can reduce negative impacts to the environment and contribute to sustainability.
After all, they need to understand, whatever the total impact of the household consumption is an important contributor to the environmental pollution, which namely, the air, water pollution, plastic pollution, and climate change.
Seema Shandil says if consumers understand their roles, they will step up and be part of the change.
They play a very crucial role in changing their consumption patterns to reduce the environmental change, and I think the ban on plastic bags, I would say, that has been received quite well.
Environment Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says shoppers have spoken up about the high cost of biodegradable bags and suggests people make their own bags to avoid additional expenses. He adds that questions have also been raised on the manpower available for inspection. However, Minister says the movement is self-regulatory.
We don't have to go and check. The other thing we don't have to check is, you don't manufacture, there will be no plastic, there will be no abuse. You just close off the tap. Simple. No more plastic, it's not manufactured, there will be no plastic here.
The Environment Ministry has encouraged women to weave and make bags out of old clothes. The Consumer Council, meanwhile, is promoting green and sustainable consumerism to show people the harmful effects of their choices. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Land Transport Authority has called non-taxi permit holders who are employing drivers to always monitor their vehicles. This as the LTA office has booked many drivers in the past for driving defective vehicles. Philippa Naikasa reports this was stressed during the taxi forum in Nandi.
Taxi permit holders are being reminded to keep close tabs on their vehicles if it's given to contracted drivers.
You need to check your vehicle. You need to monitor your vehicle. You need to know the person that drives your vehicle. Sometimes we give vehicles to the drivers. We don't know that the driver is going to give it to somebody else for night or during the day.
Taxi drivers have also been requested to continue providing services as people need transport 24/7.
Provide night services. The officers will be there. If you are taking any drunkards, if you think there is something there, the station is near, go to the station. Tell the officer that I'm taking this person and I'm in doubt.
However, the operators were also reminded to not take any risk.
You need to have rest. It's not money, money, money. You need to have rest. You're providing service. Think about those passengers you're taking.
Similar forums will be held in other divisions. Philippa Naikaso, FBC News.
An investigation will begin soon into the crash of a Ukrainian passenger jet carrying 176 people as it took off from the capital of Iran yesterday. It went down about 2 minutes after takeoff in Tehran, and Iran has decided to not hand over the black box flight recorders to manufacturer Boeing or the United States. Under global aviation rules, Iran can lead its own investigation.
The Ukrainian airliner carrying passengers from different nations crashed on the outskirts of Tehran, killing everyone on board. Many of the passengers were believed to be international students attending universities in Canada and were making their way back after visiting families during the winter break.
First of all, it's a tragedy for the whole world, for Ukraine and for every one of us. This is a grief which is difficult to express in words. It's very hard and it's very painful, very difficult to say in words.
I'm reading about it and it's terrible. I don't think it's a fault of the airline company or crews. I think this is the fault of the country Iran. I think all responsibility is on them.
The growing tensions between the US and Iran could complicate the investigation, with Iran already making its stand clear. However, the United Nations is keeping an open mind.
Whenever, unfortunately, there's a crash, especially one with casualties, the airlines, the plane makers, the national civil aviation of the countries where the crash took place, of those nationals also that perished or involved. So I have no reason not to believe that the usual procedures will not take place, and we obviously look forward to that process.
There were 82 Iranians, 63 Canadians, and 11 Ukrainians on board. There were also 10 Swedish, 4 Afghan, 3 German, and 3 British nationals. Koroy Tandulala, FBC News.
And now it's business time with Koroy.
Thanks, Amrita. Coming up after the break, parents continue back-to-school shopping. And in growing Fiji, TC Sarai damage assessment completed in Kandavu. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है। हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची एफएम सुनता। गोल्टन तावा में मिर्ची एफएम दागो मामा।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
There are mixed reactions from parents who continue preparing to send their children back to school. While many parents opted to shop last year, there are still many who are doing last-minute shopping. Catherine Krishna spoke to some parents in Suva, and while some say there's not much change in prices, others say stationery prices have gone high.
Anna Rambuku from Tailevu is shopping for her 3 girls, and she finds the prices of exercise books high.
The prices of the stationeries are really going up. And the uniform for my kids, I just bought 2, just 1 each uniform just to start them off for this school year.
Another parent, Loselini Nayomba, says with the increase in the prices for stationery, she got a uniform sewn for her daughter.
It's best to buy the material than buy the ready-made one. It's cheap. So we just buy the $1 something a meter. Then we go and sew it for $7 a dress.
Meanwhile, Seresaini Mbale says she is excited her son will soon attend his first day in school.
I'm so proud of him that he's going to school for this year, and still Maris for class 1.
Perhaps more than their parents, these students are excited about going back to school.
I'm ready to go to school next to friends.
So this is my last year for the school, so I'm working hard to go to high school.
Teachers have been utilizing student-free days to prepare for the lessons. The 2020 academic year starts next Monday. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
Sanifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the stock market.
Looking at our forex market today, the Japanese yen and Swiss franc retreated as the United States and Iran backed away from the brink of further conflict. The yen, regarded as a safe haven in times of geopolitical turmoil because of its deep liquidity, as well as Japan's current account surplus, quickly reversed its gains made after yesterday's missile strike. The focus of traders is now expected to shift back to the global economy, with expectations that the United States and China will sign a trade deal next week, providing underlying support for risk assets. Meanwhile, industrial orders in the Eurozone's biggest economy unexpectedly fell 1.3% in November due to weak foreign demand. Closer to home, the Aussie dollar hit a 3-week low from yesterday as the huge bushfires in Australia appeared to be weighting the currency economically and politically. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The decision by the United States not to follow through on its threat against Iran saw the markets begin returning to normal overnight. The Fiji dollar gained against the US greenback, the Chinese yuan, and other currencies we cover, with the exception of minor declines against the Aussie and Kiwi dollars. Now, commodities dropped. Crude oil prices fell $5 to $60 per barrel. Gold dropped $33 to $1,558 per ounce. And silver, of course, closed down at $18.15 per ounce. Pavu Island following tropical cyclone Sarai has been completed and necessary actions are taken to help the islanders. A 30-member Fiji Emergency Medical Assistance Team returned today after finishing the damage assessment. The health officials who were part of the team did a checkup on 152 patients and performed surgeries on 8. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wanganabete says 7 people have been brought to the mainland on board the vessel and the Veivueti for further treatment.
The detailed report will come out in a press statement later. They've done a lot of hard work over a short period of time. So we are very keen to be able to show that that as a government we've responded appropriately after the tropical cyclone Sarai, and that the lives of all Fijians are very important to us. As we speak, there is teams from government getting ready to go to head off to Southern Laos tomorrow, and our teams from the Ministry of Health are part of that.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie Johnson now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Karoy, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, injury concerns for Fiji Sevens, and former Papua New Guinea football mentor tipped to become our next national coach. Details after the break.
Zola ngwela o veteronugu hoi tabua agi do talitaina na barongo na Bula FM na bandu na seri
Bula alang gonoa lo toka do talita na Bula FM bertini na bandu na seri
ni Bula binaka nan rege ngosa Bula FM nga ena kasi na lango samundu achiwe na Bula FM na bandu na seri nusuri ni Bula binaka na lango Jerry yang melambasa do barongo nga na Bula FM number 2.
Bula FM number 2 and 7.
Less than 3 weeks out from the Hamilton Sevens, and there are 2 injury concerns in the Fiji Airways men's 7 squad. Isoa Tambo was reduced to light training this afternoon, while the inspirational Jerry Tuwai missed the race training session with an ankle injury. Head coach Gareth Baber assures there are no major fears with the 2 players' injuries. He, however, spoke at length about the impressive national under-20 halfback, Kaminieli Rasaku.
He's a young man who's played for the 20s this year. He came in off the back of that in his performances of the 20s. He's energetic, he's physical, he's got a lovely step on him, he's learning the game. He's done some great work whilst we've been overseas and come back. He played in Germany in Oktoberfest as well, so he's had a little bit of experience in terms of international competition.
Fiji Airways Fijiana Sevens coach Sayasi Fuli says despite being on a break, the players are following strict daily training programs. He believes this will boost their fitness levels ahead of the next leg of the Women's World Series, where they aim to continue their improving form.
We have 3 weeks of tournament ahead of us. One is the Coral Coast Sevens next week, and then another back-to-back tournament, which is Hamilton and Sydney. Yeah, we had our review. We formulate our work-ons for the next tournament after our last leg in Dubai and Cape Town. There's a lot of work to be done.
The Coastline Roos of Nandronga are hoping its players will transition well into the Sevens game ahead of the Tampandamu tournament. Laced with rugby league players who are still adapting to the rules and tempo of the game, the Coastline Roos aren't looking too far ahead, but will take each game as it comes with the hope of causing upsets along the way. Felipe Naikaso has more.
This will only be the second Sevens tournament for the Coastline Roos after taking part in the Nandronga Sevens last month.
I think especially with our Sevens pattern, because most of the boys have played rugby league in the whole season this year, last year. It's pretty hard to change, switch from rugby league to rugby sevens, especially rugby sevens. But we hope the boys can adapt to the sevens games, because majority of these boys plays in rugby league comp in Australia, so hopefully they should do well.
With majority of the players also former Sevens players, the coaching staff are sticking to the basics in preparing the side.
We're really looking forward to that for this week, Friday and Saturday. So we're still learning. We're playing rugby league for for last season, last year, last 3 years. Till now, we still learning from the sevens. We're new to the sevens.
We might have to give some big hits there and see what happens.
The Coastline Rosa are pulled with Warden's Gold, Tarnor Red Wing and Lamy Cavaliers Green at the Tambandamu Sevens. Philip and Ikaso, FBC Sports.
And the stage is set for the second Basic Homes Tambandamu Sevens. 24 men's and 12 youth teams are confirmed for the tournament. While there won't be a women's competition due to a shortage of registered teams, the Tambandamu Sevens organizers, who are passionate about promoting an equal playing field, will allow 2 women's teams to showcase their talents at the tournament. Taile Matairakula with the story.
Tournament Director Malakaya Maivava confirms the Nandi Aviators and BLK Stallions women's teams will be given game time despite the cancellation of the women's competition.
We have negotiated with the 2 teams that have registered to come and play for the tournament, for the development of women's, and we believe it will encourage more girls and also more women to take part in rugby.
The 2-day tournament kicks off tomorrow with a lot of interesting matchups in pool play.
Second Basic Home Tambandamu Rugby Sevens tournament scheduled to kick off at Prince Charles Park in Nandi on Friday.
Champions last year, Tambandamu is banking on their 8th man once again to cheer them to victory.
I'm urging all supporters of the Tambandamu team to show up in numbers. We know the tournament has been shifted from Nosori to Nandi, but we plead to our fans to come out and support the team.
Tambandamu is in Pool A with the Claremont Stallions, Nawaka Black and Rewasa Tangamodia Taveuni. The Tambandamu Sevens winner will qualify for the Coral Coast Sevens in Singatoka next week. Talimatirkula, FBC Sports.
Former Papua New Guinea football mentor Fleming Saric-Slav has stepped to be the next national coach following Christophe Kamel's resignation last year. The 72-year-old Danish man coached PNG in 12 matches from 2015 to 2017 and led them to the 2016 OFC Nations Cup final. As the 2020 OFC Nations Cup gets closer, the Fiji Football Association is yet to appoint the new national coach after 8 applicants were shortlisted last month. Team Fiji chef de mission Patrick Bauer says they anticipate a 56-member delegation for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. The number accounts for athletes, doctors, physiotherapists and officials. Bauer adds there are still places for swimming and athletics, with stiff competition among swimmers to get the final spot in the team.
They haven't as yet finalized their team, but all are performing extremely well, and it shows the level of planning and hard work that has been put in by the national swimming to raise the standard of this number of swimmers and to keep them at that level, keep the interest there, and they're still sorting it out and fighting to see who's going to cross the line.
England pulled off a dramatic victory against South Africa in their second cricket test in Cape Town to level the series 1-1. It was their first victory there since the 1950s, and once again it was New Zealand-born all-rounder Ben Stokes forcing an unlikely win. In today's play of the day, a late goal ensured Iraq took a point against Australia with a 1-1 draw in the opening match at the AFC Under-23 Championship in Thailand yesterday. But this free kick by Wellington Phoenix attacker Reno Piscopo was the talk of the match. That's it from sports tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and in new media. A smart pillow will hit the market soon and may solve snoring issues. Details coming up.
रहता है हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोचक सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है,
हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमारस्वामी नायक गोंगो लुगु लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में।
And here's Angie with the weather.
Bonjour and welcome to the Weather World. The day begins and ends with sunshine. That's the kind of day we're mostly looking forward to, and that's exactly what we had. This week was mostly sunny and is likely to remain like that. We'll find out more later, but first let's swing to the west. It was generally dry with nice spells and sure to stay hydrated. Eastwards from Pakhabarasuva, after a little disturbance from the showers, the day turned out well. And up north, nice but little muggy conditions were experienced. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, high tide at 12:12 a.m. with low tide at 6:21 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:38. For tomorrow, it's Friday and nothing beats this day because, of course, the weekend starts from here. Now the prediction is for showers, but it will be just for some time. Tomorrow's temps, Lautoka will be hotspot at 32 degrees. If you're there, heat protection is a must. And looking ahead to Saturday, light showers in the picture. And Amrita, we are a day closer to the weekend. It's back to you.
A day closer to the weekend and 2 days closer to the close of daylight savings. And in Fijian Pulse, we asked, are you adjusting well to the ban on single-use plastic bags?
But everybody will have to adjust to it. I believe the move by government is fine to control the plastic bags because of its nature. But I'm trying to adjust myself, and the only issue here is how to collect the waste.
I think it's a good move. It's good for the environment, and everyone benefits.
I'm adapting well, but more time needed too.
This is my first time in Suva this year, but I came prepared with my shopping bag. I don't have any issue with the ban.
Change is inevitable. We have to adjust to the changes, and I'm at home. I'm getting well with the changes that is happening now with plastic. I'm comfortable with it. I have to adjust.
Coping fine without a plastic bag, and when I come to shopping, I bring my own shopping bag.
I'm coping fine with this plastic bag. Whenever I go shopping, I always carry my handbag.
Recapping the main stories, Fijian soldiers safe in Iraq. Farmers warned to abide by the chemical ban. And year-end survey to ascertain Fiji's NCD status. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question segment, this week we've been asking, do you think the extension of the rent freeze will benefit landlords and tenants? To visit our FBC website to answer. Well, our shot of the day, the picture of this spectacular sunrise sent in from Draimba Overlau by Lorraine Subyadas. You can also send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, fbc.news@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News, or you can hashtag, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or hashtag it FBC News. That's your news for tonight. Stay safe. Mademanda.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatula Lobak. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची FM सुनता. Gold Town Tava में मिर्ची FM, Dago Mama.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.